Hey, my name is Phil Cameron. This is Counter Agenda, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time to come out and watch this new video number 3. You know, I was thinking about what my next video was going to be, and it was kind of a no-brainer. I'm ex-military, got a lot of wonderful military friends who all deal with this issue. And very likely there's a lot of you who are not military who also deal with this issue as well. And that issue is post-traumatic stress, anxiety issues, and fear issues. All right? And it's really kind of a really important part of my life that I like to kind of deal with and address. It's got a big place in my heart. I've got a lot of friends who deal with it, and it's one of the videos that I really wanted to do first in this channel. So I want to kind of give you I don't have a visualization aid, but I want to kind of give you an aid by which you can kind of see how I see this. When you're young, you're born with this wall around you, right? That kind of helps defend you against the darts and the tragedies of life. But as you get older, you start a job, maybe you join the Army or the Marines, or maybe you're a police officer, or maybe you've had a tragedy as a civilian in life that has caused that wall to start breaking down or chipping down. And some guys, their walls totally collapsed. Well, this video is going to give you some tools, some solutions that I believe can help you build that wall back up and help you restore a part of your life. All right, so hey, I want to say something real quick right off. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I will not be giving any kind of medical advice. What I'm giving you here, they're really simple solutions that I've learned through my life and through watching other people deal with this issue. All right, so let's move forward. The solutions that I want to be dealing with are 5. All right. And the first one is having a great relationship with the creator of this universe and his son, Jesus Christ. Now, before some of you leave, bear with me, please. Bear with me. And I'm hoping to kind of give you some great solutions here at the end that anyone can use. But this one, the first one, is really important for me. For whatever reason, having a great relationship with the Lord gives you a lot of peace. Right? It just does. And you know, one of the things that I like to do that helps me with peace is read God's Word. And, you know, there's a reason why the Bible is in most hotels around the world. And it's because I think hotel leadership has learned that people struggle when they're home alone, and having a Bible in the hotel actually brings peace to their customers. It's quite an interesting thing. Some people think it's a mystery. A lot of people who read this book are not even Christians, and they find peace when they read it. So this is the number one tool or solution that I use to deal with the issue of post-traumatic stress, and that's to have a great relationship with God, the God of the universe. And okay, so moving forward, the second solution or tool that you can use to help you alleviate or try to build up that wall that has broken down around you would be to ensure that your environment is in your control. It's important to take a kind of a written note as to what's going on around you. What in your environment is triggering you, right? Whether it's driving, flying a plane, public speaking, maybe going near a hospital where you were admitted, right? Maybe seeing a military vehicle. Whatever it might be, it's important that you start taking a look at your environment and either, you know, maybe avoiding, you know, these areas for a time, or possibly at some point starting to push in on them to take them back over, right? So knowing your environment is very important, and what issues in your environment trigger you. Now, sometimes your triggers are individuals, okay? And in this one solution, you may need to bring in a counselor to help you navigate those interpersonal issues. Possibly it's a spouse, right, that you're dealing with, or a son, or maybe a neighbor who's causing you trouble, right? For whatever reason it might be, you may need to end up bringing a counselor in. All right, number 3 is also very important, and it deals with having great friends. You know, if you're a Christian, you already have a great men's group. You very likely already have a great men's group in your church, Or if you're a woman, you probably already have a great women's group in your church. It's important to connect with them. And the reason being is that it's really nice to have brothers and sisters who are able to come and assist you and promote you and support you through the week in the dealings that you're trying to deal with, right? And to put their hands on your back and to pray for you and encourage you through the week. You should not keep this a secret to these people, your struggles, right? It's very important that you let these people know, and it will really help you manage your week. And I want to say something real quick. You know, all injuries are not the same. Some injuries take a day to heal, some a week. Injuries like this can take months and years to heal. So it's important to start building these mechanisms, these solutions, like having a great network of friends, right, that can help you push this issue in your life down the road. All right, it's very important to have great friends and great connections, you know, and people who are willing to listen to you. All right, so number 4 is something that a lot of people would think, hey, this is really easy. And it's not. And this 4th solution is you've got to be positive in your life. Now listen, there's a lot of positive reinforcement videos all over YouTube and all over the internet, right? So you can get a lot of great reinforcement videos on how to be positive all over the place. But it's really kind of simple. Just stop feeding those thoughts that are coming into your mind. When those thoughts come into your mind, instead of having those thoughts, put in a positive thought, all right? Tell those thoughts to go away. If you're driving down the road and you're struggling with anxiety with driving, continue to tell yourself that there's nothing wrong with you. You know, a lot of times, let me give you an example. I've got a friend who will drive, right? And he's almost to the location where he wants to go, but panic starts coming in, right? So he feels like there's no other option but to turn around because he's going to die, right? Because the anxiety is just pounding on him so hard, right? So what he does is he turns around and he heads back home. Guess what happens? That anxiety goes away. And so there's no real rhyme or reason to this, right? It's not logical. It's in your head. And you have to learn how to address it and deal with it. And one of the things you do is you just tell it that it is not true. You're not going to die. And what has to happen is you have got to start speaking positive in your life. I'm going to tell you another thing. If you are watching news all the time, if you're a news junkie, this is creating major issues in your life if you're dealing with anxiety, right? And what you need to do is you need to turn the TV off or the internet off or your phone off with all the news for a week or two, right? Just do it. The world is not going to go away. The troubles are still going to be there, all right? You're not helping anyone by watching the news. So please turn it off and just see what happens. I really encourage you to do that. I do that from time to time. I just go cold turkey, no news. It's really important. And you know, also it's important that you have pictures and posters and things in your house that encourage you. And I've got a number of them around my office. And it's really important because it puts these thoughts in your mind and it replaces the negative thoughts. So that's really important. You need to get in control of your thoughts and you need to be positive. All right, so the final solution that will help you recover from these issues of post-traumatic stress it's another kind of, it can be tough, right? But you've got to push. You have got to push your boundaries. You can't just live in your home. There's a lot of people, there's a couple guys I know, they were stuck in their home for a long time, right? And they struggled because they couldn't drive. Well, let me encourage you, if you're in that situation, if you're struggling with driving, you need to get out and walk, right? Remember the other solution where you got to have friends? Bring friends to help you walk. You can heal out of this. You can heal out of this. You can, if you're not working, you can go back to work. You can take your life back. It's right there for you to do. You just have to put these solutions into effect into your life. if you're struggling with flying, fly with someone, do some short distance hops, and they can like pick you up on one, and you can fly alone on one. And what you're doing is you're just pushing your envelope, and this is what helps rebuild that wall that came down during your traumatic event. And the more you do this, the stronger you get. And I'm going to tell you something. There is no better feeling in the world than to be able to do the things that you used to do without fear. You should fight for your life. Fight for your life. Fight to regain that power over this fear. It's very important. So those are really simple solutions that I've given you, and they really, really do help. I'd like to encourage you to pass this video on to others, as this really helps people. And I also like to encourage you to put comments. If you've struggled with this, please put comments down here. Believe it or not, people will read your comments and they will get ideas, and they will be emboldened to do things that you've tried, right? And so that's really important. And other than that, that's my video on post-traumatic stress and healing out of these issues. And I know it's pretty simple. It sounds simple because it kind of is, but keep in mind it takes a long time. And you've got to get these processes all set. Setting up a men's group or a women's group, it takes a while to get used to people, right? It takes a while to start being positive in your mind, right? So you need to start on it. And there's no particular rhyme or reason to, whether one is 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, the position of these solutions. You can start with doing a couple of them, right? But they're very important. So other than that, I appreciate you coming out and watching this video. Let me know what you think. I wish you a blessed week. Go out and do something great for people. And don't stress life, right? Remember, you don't have to watch that news, right? So other than that, I love you. God bless you. Camera out.